This Rise and Shine podcast series has been made possible by the generosity of the Zitelman Family Foundation, which is committed to the unity and continuity of the Jewish people through meaningful and relevant Jewish education and wisdom.
Is there ever a time when laughter and humor cease to be appropriate? And when does humor slide down that slippery slope and become scorn? Sometimes the line is very fine. Sometimes we cross it.
This is Rise and Shine, a podcast that offers timeless wisdom and uplifting meditations to fill your heart, feed your soul, and start your day on a positive note. Here is Adrienne Gold Davis.
In my family of origin, we tend to laugh when perhaps we ought to be crying. We do shtick to alleviate tension. We make jokes when one would expect us to be mourning. It's a family thing, and I don't remember it ever being any different. It's not that we're incapable of taking things seriously. Far from it. It's just that in moments where the tension becomes unbearably high, we Golds turn to humor. It's our default position. We're like Lenny Bruce and Joan Rivers and Jack Benny and Jerry Seinfeld all rolled into one bunch of nuts. We are the laughing Jews. In all of the profound moments of our family history, there are stories that we remember that make us double over in laughter. Macabre humor, gallows humor, that define those painful moments, and we like to remember them and revisit them from time to time. I think this way was not just an inheritance from generation of Jews who learned to smile when their hearts are breaking, like Tevye, who so famously sang, "God would like us to be joyful even when our hearts lie panting on the floor." My grandmother, who lived till 100 years old, was funny and irreverent and a joy to all of us in her last years as she lay in a nursing home, living on Boost and Ensure and barely cognitively there. She would occasionally have moments of clarity. She might open her eyes and say something scathingly funny or even sarcastic, something salty, something witty and clever. Her true essence revealed itself whenever her dementia permitted. And she brought so much blessing with her that way. There's even a story from the Talmud that speaks of the blessings that are the result of the healing power of laughter. Rabbi Baroka used to visit the marketplace, and Elijah the prophet frequently appeared to him. Once, Rabbi Baroka said to him, "Is there anyone in this marketplace who's destined for the world to come?" Elijah answered, "No." Then 2 men entered the marketplace. Elijah said to Rabbi Baroka, "Those 2 are destined for the world to come." Rabbi Baroka went over to them and said, "What do you do?" They said, "Oh, we're comedians. We give cheer to those who are depressed. Also, whenever we see 2 people involved in a quarrel, we try to make peace between them." But is there ever a time when laughter and humor cease to be appropriate? And when does humor slide down that slippery slope and become scorn? At Yom Kippur, one of the things we say in our confession, one of the things we repent for, is called latznu, translated as scorning. Rabbi Daniel Fine explains it as follows. So the word latznu, we have scorned and made light of serious things in life. We've made fun of meaningful things in order to shy away from them. We've thoughtlessly put others down. We've tolerated a society in which trampling over others is the way to get ahead. We've not always been proud of our Judaism. We can be willing to hide it. Now clearly, if this is the centerpiece of the communal confession on the holiest day of the year for Jews, there must be a significant danger to being a scorner. In Sigmund Freud's view, jokes, which are the verbal and interpersonal form of humor, happen when the conscious allows the expression of thoughts that society usually suppresses or forbids. So it seems that what are often excused as jokes, as in, "Oh, don't be so sensitive, I was just kidding," can be a passive-aggressive way of speaking the unspeakable, of hurting another person without appearing to be cruel. And scorning, well, it diminishes the import and the seriousness of a situation or behavior that deserves to be taken seriously. Sometimes the line is very fine. Sometimes we cross it. This week, can you look at what passes for humor in your family and ask yourself whether the laughter is a coping mechanism or if it's a form of scorning? Can you stop saying the unsayable and defending yourself by saying it was just a joke? Can we look at our words and the words of those we love and be scrupulously careful not to use perceived humor as an excuse to say things that we always wanted to say, even when we knew that saying them might hurt or injure those we care for? Because while laughter might be the best medicine, when used judiciously, sticks and stones may break our bones, but jokes and words can truly hurt us.
Thanks for listening to Rise and Shine. Don't forget to rate, review, and subscribe to Momentum Podcasts on Apple, Spotify, or wherever you get your podcasts. Join Adrienne again next time for more timeless wisdom and uplifting meditations that fill your heart, feed your soul, and start your day on a positive note.
This podcast was sponsored by the Zitelman Family Foundation. Spread the wisdom. Inspire Jewish individuals around the globe by supporting Momentum's podcasts. To sponsor, contact podcast@momentumunlimited.org. You're listening to a Momentum podcast. For unlimited inspiration, wisdom, and empowerment, visit momentumunlimited.org.